We're back to tell the truth. So let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Catherine Heller.
Number 2.
My name is Catherine Heller.
Number 3.
My name is Catherine Heller.
And panel, it's up to you to locate the real Catherine Heller. Here's her story. Please read along with me. I, Catherine Heller, was named Police Officer of the Year. I am the first woman to be so honored by the International Association of Chiefs of Police and Parade Magazine. I received the award because I saved the life of a fellow officer. A suspect had attacked the officer and then grabbed his gun. As the man pointed the weapon at my partner, I drew my revolver, fired, and wounded him. Despite the fact he was wounded, he still threatened to shoot my partner. I had no choice. I fired again and killed him. Even though I had saved one life, I was deeply troubled that I had taken another. I was plagued by nightmares, severe depression, fits of rage, and was diagnosed as having post-traumatic stress disorder. I considered quitting, but after months of therapy, I'm proud to say I'm still on the force and back on duty. Signed, Catherine Heller. All right, Orson, we'll start with you.
Well, you women look very snappy in your uniform there. Number 1, what city or what town are you a police officer of?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Number 3, you two?
No, I'm West Miami Substation.
West Miami Substation. Number 3, again, now, do you feel that because you're a female, it was harder for you to deal with having killed another human being than it would if you were a male officer or not?
No, I don't think so. I think
Number 2, is it equally hard for all police officers to deal with having to kill someone, or are some more apt to?
Well, we're all human, so.
Yeah. Number 1, now is that the worst thing you've had to do? Was that the hardest thing you've ever had to do, was dealing with having killed someone?
I think that's the hardest thing any police officer has to deal with.
Number 2.
Orson, thank you. Peggy.
Number 2, we didn't know where yours happened.
Rochester, New York, city of Rochester, New York.
Thank you. And number 3, what was going wrong that you showed up at the scene?
I was on duty, patrol, walking patrol, and he came up by on his motorcycle to drop something by, and someone came running out of the park saying he'd been hit. My partner went to investigate. Next thing I know, he's being attacked. His eyes were being gouged, and I went over to assist in the situation. He got my partner's gun.
Number 1, do you patrol with a partner when you walk a beat with the two?
No, ma'am.
So what was your situation?
Time is up. Chris.
Number 1, I'll continue on Peggy's line of questioning. Could you tell me the scenario of what happened to you?
I was working the footbeat, and while I was up there, my partner came up, or someone who partners with me, and he was attacked, and the guy took his gun, and he aimed in on my partner, and then I had to shoot him.
Thank you. Number 2, I'd like to ask you the same question if I could.
I was on foot patrol, and someone that I many times partner with when we are teamed up came to give me a package, and an incident occurred where someone was hit by a brick. So while I was tending to the victim of the brick, my partner went to find the assailant. When he found the assailant jumped him and took his gun. And I wasn't aware.
Thank you.
Time is up.
Sorry.
Kitty.
Yes. Number 1, why did you feel it was important to rejoin the force?
It was for me. It was for me. I mean, I still had to know that I could work as a cop or I couldn't work as a cop.
Number 3, when you, does the police department have a department that takes care of this kind of trauma for people who've had to kill someone?
Yes, there is.
There's a definite, and number 2, what is it called?
There is not one like that in my city at this time.
Oh, number 1, is there one?
Time is up, panel. That means it's time for you to vote for either number 1, number 2, or number 3. Orson?
Well, cops have a certain way of speaking. They never say, we caught the guy. They say, we apprehended the alleged perpetrator. And number 2 said perpetrator, but number 3 said assist. You know, a regular person would say, I helped him. The cop would say, I assisted him.
So assist won over perpetrator.
Assisted won over perpetrator.
Okay. Peggy?
I thought they were really all wonderful, but I voted for number 3 because she said she works at the West Miami Substation, and that sounded very real to me. So.
I agree with
Chris?
Peggy. All 3 of you are doing a wonderful job, and whoever this happened to is to be applauded because it had to be an incredibly difficult situation. And number 2 seemed to show a great strength of character. That's why I voted for you.
Kitty?
Well, number 2 was wonderful, so was number 1. But I thought number 3 really had it down awfully pat, what had happened and so forth. So I voted for her.
All right, the votes are all in, and it's a bit one-sided here. Number 1, you didn't receive a vote. Number 2, you received 1. And number 3, you have the confidence of this panel with 3 votes. So let's find out who the top cop is. Will the real Catherine Heller please stand up? Number 1. A sweep. 2 sweeps in a row. Catherine, we'll get right back to you. First, let's meet your imposters and find out their names and what they do. Number 2.
My name is Marisa Radanti. I do costumes for television commercials.
Wonderful. And number 3, you were brilliant. Academy Award performance. Your name and what do you do?
My name is Kathleen Heller, and I'm an interior decorator.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, you stumped our panel, so that means your team will receive $3,000. You did a terrific job. Now, Catherine, obviously an incredible situation. All this took place in how long a period of time?
Probably a minute and a half.
A minute and a half. It happened so very quickly. Well, we have a little surprise for you. We want you to meet or see once again Police Officer Scott Dahl, the man you saved, is standing right here. Well, you can stay up. I mean, so to say the least, Scott, you're glad she's back on the force.
Yeah, so I'm glad I'm back on the force, too.
Absolutely. You did a terrific job. Thank you all for being here and playing on To Tell the Truth. We'll be right back to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience right after this.